Hello, I'm Caroline the Edible Gardener and welcome to my garden in January. It's the start of a new year and we have a bit of snow, and I'm gonna show you what I am harvesting from my garden this morning. I have a couple of perennial leafy greens here, which give me a massive amount of leaves all winter long. And the great thing about them is both being perennial means that you just plant them once and they last for a few years, which is a lot easier than growing annual leaves. This one is Taunton Dean perennial kale. And look how big that plant is. It's really tender, really nice kale and produces leaves all winter long. And the other one is called tree cabbage. I've got one tree cabbage there and another one there. So I picked some tree cabbage leaves here. They taste a little bit like cabbage. You can use them in pretty much the same way. The stems are a little bit more tough than cabbage, but what I do with the stems is the top part of the stems I chop really finely, and the bottom parts that are super tough I use them for stock. So I put them in whole into soups, boil them up, and then they make a really nice flavour, and then I just take them out at the end. There's even some little caterpillars on here, look. Hello. Now the great thing about having such a large amount of leaves is that the caterpillars are welcome to have a nibble because there's plenty to go round. A little bit of chard here. Some of the lower leaves have got a little bit damaged by the snow, but the plant will survive fine. So I grow salad all year round in my garden and a little bit on my windowsill. I never buy salad from the shops, and I think it's really easy to be self-sufficient in salad and leafy greens in the UK all year round. It's just a bit of knowledge. So I don't spend a lot of time growing my salad. I sow seeds about 3 or 4 times a year for the annual salads. And then I also grow some perennials and I eat some weeds as well that add to the mix and mean that I get a lot more variety with a lot less work. This is my outdoor salad bed, and as you can see, some of them are actually covered by the snow, so some of the leaves might get damaged, but a lot of them, they're surprisingly hardy. So the ones that are outside, the leaves are slightly tougher than the ones in the greenhouse. This is garden cress, and I sowed this a few years ago, and it's just self-seeded. It keeps self-seeding around this bed here, and it seems pretty cold tolerant, so I can pick a few little leaves of this. You're not going to get a large amount of leaves from these salad plants in the winter months, but it really adds a nice bit of freshness and flavour to your food. Here's more of the garden cress. Look, it's just growing up. It's just self-seeded on the path there, and it's growing there. To my greenhouse here, these crates of winter salad varieties all along here. So these have really slowed down now. I got massive crops of these in the autumn, planted in late summer, but I could take some little baby leaves now. The great thing about these winter salads is that in the UK, because our winters are fairly mild, these will survive. These are obviously in my greenhouse, but I do have some outside as well, and these will survive the winter. They won't grow much December to February, but then at the end of February they'll start really taking off and they'll grow massive in spring, and it'll give me an early crop of salad. So these are all cold weather varieties like mustard. So this is Mizuna, this is a red mustard, this is a frilly mustard, we've got rocket here, kale, winter purslane, winter lettuce, and more mustards. This is my other greenhouse, and I've got a few bits of winter salad in here. This is buckler leaf sorrel, and there's a few leaves of this that I could pick. It's a really nice sorrel for salad. I always try and include some wild plants in all of my salads if possible. One of the benefits of these is that they're absolutely full of nutrients. They're much more nutrient dense with vitamins and minerals than a lot of our cultivated plants. And the other thing is that they're very, very easy to grow. They just grow like weeds. So they're a really handy addition to your salads and leafy greens. I've got my dandelion here, and then this one is a really great little plant that is called hairy bittercress. Now don't be put off by the name, it's not actually that hairy. I normally pick the whole plant like that because it's quite small and it tends to self-seed everywhere, so there's quite a lot of it. Now this one, there it is, it tastes like watercress. Really similar to watercress, so it's great if you spot it in your garden. Look, there's loads of it here as well. It quite often, that's a smaller one, it quite often grows in pots. Got some parsley here. There we go. Some bay leaves here. This one here is another wild plant. It's called Alexander's. This one is Mahonia. These are really beautiful. They smell really lovely, and you can put them in salad. These are called Babington leeks, and they are perennial onion or leek, which is really tasty and cold tolerant. Got some more little baby Babington leeks here as well. There is a little spring onion hiding under there. Finally, I've got a few little violas here by my door in these wall planters, and these also make a lovely addition to salads. I always think that you eat with your eyes as well as your taste buds. There we go. Oh, I love to forage in my back garden. I've filled my garden full of all different types of edible plants, and often I've just allowed nature to grow them, as in I have planted perennials which grow from year to year, and I've also planted a few annuals each year, and it's all mixed up, and it all means that I can just go in my garden without much work and pick some amazing leaves and herbs, and when the season comes, also fruits and vegetables all year round. So if you'd like to know how to do this for yourself, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be sharing all of my edible gardening adventures, and I would love for you to be part of this.